I know the last time we all kind of talked a little bit was right before the Arnold. So I've had a lot of time to process. And I know there's a lot of questions. How was it? How did you feel? Did it go the way you thought it would? And the answer to all that is, it depends. Number one, first and foremost, I'm super excited that I was able to make it to that level of contest. Full well knowing the Arnold is not the place where I'm going to showcase my skills the best. The heaviest show in the world, one of the most prestigious, and I went in with higher expectations for myself than I was able to perform. Nothing bad about that. I can see the growth. I can see the future with all this, and I truly believe that next year I'll have to earn my way back to the Arnold, and that's fine. I like having that mentality. I like earning the things that I get, and so I'll go back and do the Arnold Pro-Am and make my way in 2 years back to the Arnold, if everything goes right. And there's nobody else who's able to do it above me. So, but back to the Arnold for this time. The Arnold was fantastic. The best run show I've ever been to, one of the coolest shows I've ever been to. Everybody was so phenomenally nice. All the athletes, all the people working, Jan Todd, Steve Slater, extremely great people involved across the board. And man, the deadlift bar, amazing. Well, and the deadlift is definitely the highlight of my time there. I got a really good personal best. I pulled an 856, I think that's correct, from the floor, and that's definitely the best deadlift I've done from the floor ever. I'm actually a better puller from above. I can pull from higher elevations at pretty well. So the sear dumbbell press went exactly the way that it should have gone. I did not manage to get the lowest weight, which was 250, by the way. So I managed to nearly lock it out twice in 3 attempts. I'm super proud of that effort. I'm disappointed in the way that it went. I'm not known to be the top tier presser, and my 2 worst pressing events are log, dumbbell. So I see the improvement. 250 a year ago, there was no question that it wasn't going up. But this time I thought there was a chance. In prep, I hit a 225 very easily for multiple reps, but 250 just wasn't there on the day. And I got I got beat up real bad on that right arm. So I've got to go back to the drawing board and try to figure out how to moderate the dysfunction between both sides, so that way dumbbell doesn't feel so overwhelming during preps. That third event, if I get these out of order, it's just because I haven't thought about it a lot in a while. I think the third event was, I gotta think about this for a second. Deadlift, circus dumbbell, and then the pull. The Denny Stone to backwards drag. And I would have told you that I was gonna be one of the top finishers on that, and I think knowing now what I know, or knowing then what I know now, I would have definitely pulled off I think I would have finished the pull. I did not finish, but let me tell you something. That event took us all by surprise. Most of us had to pull for the 2.5 minute time frame, and we all gave everything that we had. And I tried to Denny walk the stones down, and I made it halfway, and I really just wanted to do that because I wanted to, my first time getting the Denny Stone replicas in hand, I wanted to honor them in a way that I felt was appropriate, and duck walking them was just not on that. It wasn't the first. I didn't want us to meet that way first. You know, you take someone on a date, you don't take them to something really dumb. You take them to something really cool. So like, I wanted to show them that, hey, you know, Andrew's here, so it's cool. Like, let's get to know each other a little bit, and then I'll stick you between my legs. So I finished the process with the duck walk whenever I went down for the first time, and that's really just because in the rules it said if you dropped the stones, you only had 1 drop. So I didn't want to drop again. So I went from Denny drop to single duck walks to finish it off, and then I started my pull. And let me tell you something, when I got that in hand, holy crap, did I just have like a moment of panic. Because if you watch the first couple of seconds, there is no movement. And I thought that I was about to give all this effort for nothing. And when it did finally start to move, I just stayed in it. I turned my brain off. I went to that dark place and I just went. And so what I did, I think I managed to be in the mid-pack. it was okay. I wanted a better placement, but I'm really happy I made that thing move, being one of the lighter athletes in that show. And that was almost a 2,000-pound sled. That was to finish off the first day. Second day was, it was something I think it was that stone to shoulder. I zeroed the stone. I'm extremely disappointed in that result. I feel like there was some outside influence on that. Without taking away too much from it, I could not lift a stone on the day, and I own that. I think that if I had been given an opportunity to use chalk or liquid chalk the way that I had trained to do, and that the rules had specified at the beginning, that got changed at that rules meeting before we competed, I think I would have had a better result, at least lapped it, which would have been worth a point. And so things changed, and as an athlete, we have to learn how to adapt. And so I don't put any blame on anyone else for that result. That result is mine. I own it. And the next time I touch that stone, I'm not going to let it get the better of me. But I will fight for myself next time if they put in the rules that there is chalk allowed. I will not passively just allow that rule to just go on it and them to take away that part, because there may have been other people that were just as passive as I was but would have benefited from that rule having changed. But past that, I zeroed. It sucks, but next time, not going to happen. And then we did the log press, another very disappointing result. I know for a fact I can clean and press a 380-pound log. For whatever reason, I have had problem after problem with wood logs. And so the year that we did the Arnold, that had the wood log, the year that I got into this Arnold, I had problems hitting my 400-pound. I hit a 420 before I got to this contest on a wood log, so I thought I had it in the bag. It turns out after 3 attempts, I finally managed to get it to my front rack, but I'd wasted all my energy jacking around with it before. So extremely disappointing result. I'm making fixes to that, and that includes I bought myself a wood log. I'm tired of it being an excuse, and I'm not going to allow that to continue on. So I'm going to be the owner of a ginormous Slater wood log, and I'm going to use it all the time. So final results for the day, and thank goodness they put this at the end of everything so people would have something nice to remember about Ander. The sandbag up the ramp. So the ramp is cool as all get out. So, and I really liked that they added the sandbag part into this. And I hate to say this in any form, but I think that all sandbags should have been 400 pounds. Although, if you look at the results, Nick and I were the only two that really, I say Nick and I, Martins I think also was up there in that category, but the 3 of us and the 7 others had a lot of trouble. The 3 of us had a good time with the bags. It was hard, no doubt. The 375 bag made me think about my entire life. But I managed a second place finish. Nick got me by a few seconds. And Nick and I have always been back and forth on moving events, but Nick has just improved so much over the last few years. So I ended up with a second place finish at the Arnold. Something to be proud of and something I will hold with me for a long time. So at least I didn't zero everything. My goal was to zero nothing. I did not accomplish that goal. So it's back to the drawing board and to be better for that, 2 years down the road.